Hello there, ladies, gentlemen, and unicorns, and hello, Cursey Boo. Congratulations on winning the pop quiz. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good time of day to everyone who's watching this on the VOD. If you're watching this on the VOD, from what I can tell so far, it's just us, Cursey, you and me for now. So let me ask you, how was your week? How is the weather treating you? Here in Austria, last week it cooled off. Thankfully, it cooled off. Mercifully, it cooled off. But today we had another one of those hot days, and from what I've seen from the weather temperature curves, more to come. So I already prepared, and so for me it's now, you see, this is not clear water. Instead, this is iced coconut water. Cheers, everyone. Oh, Kirsty, I envy you. Good week, Kirsty says. Not hot here. I was close to melting today, so yeah, lots of iced beverages really helped me. And also what helps, as always, is coffee. But I thought, despite the heat, just having a good old latte with a glass of water at the side, I'll be fine. It's not that hot. But if you have a hot beverage and you cling to the glass as you usually do, and it's hot outside and there's not even a gust of wind blowing, I realized that, yeah, probably I should switch over to iced coffee. So without further ado then, what's going to happen today? Well, Kirsty, you probably already know from my socials, I bought a little something. Let me get the packaging into the camera. It's the GB operator. It's what it says here on the tin. It can play and manages retro cartridges on your computer. So this is essentially like a cartridge slot, as they say. I think they even say, yeah, play and manage retro cartridges on your computer. It's like a cartridge slot, but for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games, which is pretty neat, and also, relatively speaking, very effortless. Usually things like flash cartridges, or you had weird little things that would need to download some Raspberry Pi setup to read out the data of the ROMs. And with this one, it's just plug and play. It's really that simple. So I'm very grateful for that. And Kirsty said, never heard of it before. You. Oh, by the way, thank you, Automated Unicorn. I should drink really something. Yes, as the joke goes, that Lady Mistleaf on Discord, and I think even once or twice here on the chat, pointed me towards the GB operator. And let me bring it up again here. So when you head over to the developer, that is epilogue.co. Once you head over there, there is no talk of the GB operator anymore. It's the SN operator, and that is for Super Nintendo and Super Famicom games. So essentially it's the same thing, and from what I've learned, they're planning to do the same thing for the Nintendo 64. And whatever this is, who knows, maybe GameCube could also be. I mean, it's two ASCII blocks. Well, I'm not guessing that it could it be a DOS computer or an MSX computer? I don't know. Probably something cartridge based. So for that, my guess is it could be a Sega system. But overall, yeah, it's they really know what they're doing and what they're producing. And from the quality side, so I've been tinkering with this for a week now, and had no issues whatsoever. Maybe we will run into issues today. But one of the reasons why I got me this was, and let me switch back to the big camera, because you probably have noticed here that I got the big old treasure chest here that the unicorns are guarding. So you might be wondering what is inside, and here's the big reveal. It's my Game Boy Games collection. And for this, I thought I bring it up from the basement, from the studio, as we call it. Oh no, Black Ashley has fallen. Let's make sure that she feeds from the trough. So Yes, and the main reason for the GB operator was this thing that is the Game Boy Camera. And for those who don't know, who watched this probably at some point on a VOD, yes, there was a camera for the Game Boy. It came out in '95, I think, and yeah, it was exactly what you would expect when you hear something like Game Boy Camera is a camera for your Game Boy. And then you might be wondering, is the quality really can it be really that good? And of course, what are you thinking? No, it's not. It's a crummy 2-bit fidelity picture that is 128 by 112 pixels. So it's really tiny. But yeah, it's a bountiful treasure, says Kirsty. But I thought you meant it's a bonsai treasure because the treasure chest is slightly small. So yeah, so quick introduction to the Game Boy Camera. What is this? Well, this is a Game Boy Color, but it also works with a regular old Game Boy. And the Game Boy Camera itself is like a cartridge that you pop into the device slot. So here the red looks a little bit dark, but this is due to my color grading. So actually it's pretty bright. I would say Pokemon ball red, and the camera is inside this little bulbous dome here. And the cool thing is when you switch it to selfie mode, you can just turn it around. So this is all very I would say endearingly analog. So yes, you pop it in, and the Game Boy Camera itself is just another app that launches, if we can see it. So yes, you see the reflection of the camera. And yes, let me turn this around. So I'm trying to operate this now. Is this? Shoot. And yeah, the first weird thing is it looks like an RPG. And I mean, this was made by Game Freak, who also made the Pokemon games, as far as I know. So there is some Pokemon DNA in this. So when I switch over to shoot, then you can, hello, you can see me, and we have a whopping about, when we're lucky, 7 frames and something per second from this camera. So this is really what amazed me back when I first saw it, that yes, it looks like a camera. I mean, for the Game Boy, this was pretty groundbreaking. So yeah, again, if you compare the fidelity of the movement, despite this stream not even being 60p, still it's a little bit jerky. So yes, one thing that I can show you is taking a picture. There we go, and it says here, oh, no blank frames. Yeah, I forgot. I went with this out and about and shot the entirety of whatever, how much images it can take. I filled them up. So Kirsty says cameraception, and really not that bad, right? So when I rediscovered it, I was surprised that it's not that crummy, because I had when I first heard of the Game Boy Camera, I thought what you would do is you point it at something and then you say, I don't know, shoot or trigger, and then you would have to wait, and then you would see the still image, and then you do it over and over, but not have this really real-time playback, which was kind of cool. So and finally, to get back why I got the GB operator is there was no easy way to get the photos of this camera. Everything is stored somewhere inside here. It's backed up with a good old battery. And what I was surprised to see is that my first photos that I shot with this Game Boy camera, when I got it, I didn't get it in '95, but I got it in 2005 or 6-ish, around that time, and from eBay. And I took some photos with it and never dared to delete them because I couldn't get them anywhere off this camera. Well, there's one more way. We can. I have something prepared for us, but the GB operator finally has a way to get the photos off this camera, and it's even more comfortable than just taking screenshots of the game running. So let me show you how this works. Yes, so this is my other camera that is sitting here in front of me. Hi, that's really cameraception, so that I can show you the GB operator as it sits here on my desk. And yeah, there's the cable from my headphones. Let's make this a little bit tidier as far as it's possible. So you connect it via USB-C into your computer, install the software from Epilogue, and then, oh, I think, yeah, that's the front. There we go. And as the good old AVGN says you pop this sucker in. There we go, and it should show up in the software, of course, provided I have loaded the software. So the thing is called Epilogue Playback, and it's a simple app that you just install and see. It already discovered here the Game Boy Camera, and one thing is cool that it even says here official cartridge, because it has the GB operator is proudly announcing that first they have some ways to check for the most obvious counterfeits, which I think is kind of cool. So I got some games here, and we can then check if I got ripped off at some point. So when I say here start, then it's using here the GBA emulator. So this is I think even a Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color emulator. And you probably hear some annoying music there from the game. If it's too loud, please let me know. Let's make this a bit bigger. And yes, the thing works exactly like you've seen before on my on my actual Game Boy. And talking about the actual Game Boy, here is the actual Game Boy. So this is what you're seeing now is the live image of the GB camera as it's here. This should be my head, what you're seeing here. So I'm trying, maybe you can discern now that this is my head you're viewing. So there are brightness and contrast controls, but from what I've learned is they don't do anything when you're running it through the GB operator. It works fine on the actual Game Boy, but it does not work there in the GB operator. So how do you get pictures of this? Like I said, at first I thought I just do this, take a screenshot, and then save that screenshot, and then I have all the pictures essentially screenshotted from the emulator. But no, let's quit. And the cool thing is here it has for all the games even a data section. So the backup game means it just makes a ROM out of it that you can load with another emulator, and also has all the saves baked in, at least with the Game Boy Camera. So this was the first thing that I ever did was, okay, I back up everything that is on the Game Boy Camera, and then I can take new pictures. So backing up the game, just I click here start, and then define a .gb file. Let's put it here on the desktop. It says here data grid, data flow. I'm not sure if this is just for a flavor or is actually showing something, but you can see it's super fast. And now I got here a 1 megabyte GB file on my desktop, which I don't need. So the other thing is I have here the photo gallery with the Game Boy Camera, and it says here found 30 photos on your Game Boy Camera. As Kersey says, so device doesn't play games itself. Exactly, you still have to own the games, but you can just stick them in there. So, and the cool thing is here from the Game Boy Camera, it reads all the 30 save slots that are on there, and I can just say save. Let's put them here in the GBC. No, that wasn't my password. Let's all put them here in this folder on the desktop, and done. And see, this is how quick this goes. And those are PNG files, 10 times the size. So the size is 1280 times 1120. So when I make this, when I show this here in full screen, I'm viewing this on a 4K monitor, so essentially it's kind of big. Hopefully you should, I mean, it benefits of being scaled down to actually see what's being shown. But essentially that's it. And the other cool thing, the last cool thing is that I can say here in my photo gallery, delete, and then start here with where it says no photos found in Game Boy Camera. And now I can start taking pictures again, and don't have to manually delete 30 photos, which kind of takes a while with the actual Game Boy. Even if you do it in the emulator, it still takes a while. So, and there, this has been streamlined really for the Game Boy Camera, which again makes it much more effortless to take pictures with it. And there's one other cool thing about the GB operator. Let me switch back to the big camera. So the thing is, they also offer Android and iPhone apps, and one of those apps is called Retrace. and if I don't drop it, and I just need to find a cable, a USB-C to USB-C cable, because you can connect your phone to the GB operator, and especially if you're on flea markets, you can check for the data integrity of a cartridge that you're getting, whether it's a counterfeit cartridge, for example. Or, which I find super cool is, and for this I really have to dig now for a USB-C cable. Let's see what I can find. I think, yes, I think I got one. It's not the longest cable, but it should be fine. So again, GB operator, USB-C, and phone. And it says plug in your operator, which I just did. And there it detected the official Game Boy Camera cartridge. So again, this is pretty neat. So I got here a cartridge of Solar Striker. Let's try this. So I'm holding this up. Solar Striker, and in it goes. Solar Striker, and it says here native safe size none, and it looks like 94% down here. By the way, those things appear yellow. These dots, they are actually green. Again, this is my color grading for this camera. So again, it's that simple, where you can check games whether they're being counterfeit or something. And yeah, of course, there's another app that I find much more interesting, and this app is called Flashback. I just started it, and you can already see what this is. This is a Game Boy Camera app. And of course, it uses the camera of the phone and just applies its Game Boy camera filter on it. The cool thing is you can take videos and photos, but there's even a better thing. So again, I'm connecting it to the GB operator. And let's do some magic here. Connection request, yes, allowed. Oh yes, this was where we were before, the other app, not the one that I want to show you. So, so the Flashback, that's what the app is called. And from what we should be seeing now is that it's actually using now the Game Boy camera and not the actual camera anymore. Oh, it just disconnected. I think, yeah, the cable is a little bit funky, but yeah, it's kind of cool that you can actually switch. Yeah, now it's showing the actual Game Boy camera image. Yeah, there's something fishy going on there. But I was able to take a video with the Game Boy camera connected through this cable with the GB operator on my phone. And I'm a nerd. I love these kinds of unnecessary clunky things. And the reason for this is why would I want to prefer this little CMOS sensor that's running at 128 by 128 pixels. It is really laggy. It also has this fisheye lens going on. It's I don't know why I have a thing for bad cameras. It's probably due to my work. Commander Stitch is here. Boom! Oats! Kersey asks, can you play on your phone too? And as far as I know, no, that's, I think, one of the limitations of this thing. I don't think it's a limitation of the GB operator, but they don't provide for phones the emulators to go with it. But if you're dead set to play your actual cartridges games on the phone, well, you can use the desktop app, create your GB file from it, and then run a Game Boy emulator on your phone and load the ROM from your own cartridge there. I mean, it should be bit perfect or bit matching any other cartridge of the same game out there, but it's still, would it be yours then? Probably not. So again, this, yeah, you can probably tell why I love this thing. So, right, let's, fun idea though, right? So let me show you some of the pictures that I took, not with the phone app, but with the actual Game Boy running the GB camera. And I'm not sure about the size, because on one hand you want to see those chunky pixels. On the other hand, if it's smaller and more postage postage stamp sized, it's easier to discern what actually being shown. For example, here's an old house in one of the towns over, or your classic glass of water against dark, because this was shot in a very low light situation. So what you're seeing here, these kinds of patterns emerging, this is actually the sensor having trouble with the low light situation and having all sorts of noise there. And I kind of like it because it has some sort of weird wavy pattern. Then oh, look at this, that's Connie today when we were having pizza. That's my notebook with a pen, and believe it or not, that's the pizza. You probably wonder, what are those white spots? Is this cheese? And no, we ate it outside. And you know what, I even have the picture of how it looked where we ate it, and then it might become clear what those white spots are. Here you go. We were eating it outside in the shade, and yeah, this is just the sun peeking through the leaves. So again, I like with the Game Boy camera, I love this kind of abstraction that you get. Here's one of the churches there. There's a church spire. I think this white thing here on its left is a cloud. When I hit the next one, yes, this is a cloud. And you already see one of the many flaws of this little sensor, at least the one that I got, is again, if you squint or if you watch it at a slower size, at a lower resolution, there on the left side of the image you can see that it's going really dark. And I think this is when there is lots of light coming in, I don't know, maybe yeah, it dials down its light sensitivity or something, and this results in this darkening of the edges. This is a very strong vignette. And the other issue that I'm having with this sensor, at least with this camera, is you see here this stripe. I mean, again, if you look at it a little bit smaller here in the sky, clearly this part here is slightly brighter than the part on the left. And again, this must be some sync issue with the CMOS sensor inside the camera. And there's nothing that I can fix. Needs HDR, indeed, says Kersey, indeed. And good evening, Venereal Disease. Glad you could make it. I'm just gushing about my Game Boy camera that I've connected to my computer with a GB operator. And those are just some of the photos that I took today with this thing there and the Game Boy camera, like so. This is funny because this is the old building of the Volkshochschule, and yeah, that's I think the People's University or something. The funny thing is in German, if you abbreviate it, it's VHS, and I always joke that this is the old VHS building. This is where they made the VHSs. Cheers, by the way. So that another cool feature of the Game Boy camera is, look at this. This is Connie, and apparently she has Pikachu on her shoulder. How is this possible, you wonder? Especially how was I able to photograph Pikachu this quickly with this crappy camera in this fidelity? And the funny thing is, when you watch or look at phone apps nowadays, gallery apps, you can have all sorts of things, of features where you can put stickers on your photos or text or a nice border or anything. And guess what? All these things, borders, text, stickers, the Game Boy camera already had in 1995. And so I was able to just stick Pikachu on Connie's shoulder there. I think this is outdoors somewhere. Yeah, this is the black thing here is the shadow of some bush or shrub that is here. And in the background, you can see a cloud. Is a VHS different to a VHF? Good question. I've never heard what a VHF is, so I would say probably. Yeah, good old shadows. Again, this thing really performs well when there is lots of contrast, because again you have two different shades of gray and black and white. So again, it's 2-bit images. You get 4 different shades, and that's that. But again, here, same thing here. With this is a door in the shade, and you can't tell much, but it's just evocative enough that you can have your mind fill in the blanks. Is a VHS different to a VHF? Oh, I've already read this one from Venereal Disease. Again, I don't know. Yeah. yeah, like I said, fun with cameras. I thought that I'm trying something with more gradients. So again, this is a glass of water without water and just a shade, and this is the very same glass, just photographed on top, from top. More shadows, again, just having shadows. I have no idea what this is. Apparently it's something against the sun. Oh yes, this is a cornfield with a cloud. DC says, I think they're the same thing, I'm just misremembering the acronym. So in Austria, so VHS means, I'm not sure if you were already present, Volkshochschule, which translates to People's High School or something. So this was the old building there. So I think it's people giving courses for other people. I think that's essentially what it is. So it's not a formal education or something, just where you can enroll in courses as an adult. Yes, we had in our garden, this is our first year's picking of blueberries. Don't they look tasty? This is a bowl of blueberries. Yeah, that's Connie and me. You can almost discern our faces. Yeah, again, trying against a dark background. Again, the bowl. The funny thing again is if you want to do some pixel art, and this is really the GameBoy Camera is really nice when you want to do some live drawing and see, okay, how do berries look in very low fidelity and when they're pixeled, because I mean, that's actually it's a photo, right? But it looks very pixel artsy, I would say. That's blueberries, yes, Kersey. It's probably the color gave it away. Yeah, that's Connie against the light. Oh yes, another, like I said, silhouettes are always fun. And yeah, this is me just announcing the stream just now. Oh yes, this is our little lemon tree. Those at the bottom, those are stones, those aren't lemons. I think this is a lemon in the making, but it's still green. And yes, of course, it wouldn't be a camera when you didn't take pictures of your pets, or in this case the neighbor's cat that was just lounging on their front porch, and I just snuck up and took this picture. So yes, 30 pictures in the magnificent resolution of 128 pixels by 112 pixels in 4 different colors. My god, fit onto the GameBoy Camera, and then you have to delete photos, or in my case you can transfer them. And again, when you look at the thumbnails, again, I like it because it's so expressive and so lo-fi. One thing that I can show you that I had from the very first transfer of the GameBoy Camera, like as not everyone was here when I said, the memory in this thing is battery packed or battery backed. That's the word. Battery backed, and I was a little bit concerned when the battery would run out and all the photos that I took from literally 20 years ago would be gone. So I want to show you some of these photos from back in the day. And so this is, I think, the first photo of myself with this camera. This is also me, and I can tell that it's very old because the shades here, the blinds in the background, those are from my room on campus. So this is before Con and I moved into our little flat. This is before we moved here to the countryside. And yeah, this is me and Connie. And the stripes are the shadows from these shades. So again, that's us, and I'm not sure what I'm doing here with my head, but you can still see it. And I really wanted to get these photos of the camera. And yeah, me at work. So this was when I found this thing a little bit later. And this is a photo of the play date, which is also a handheld. It's a 1-bit handheld, but how did I do this? I opened it from the wrong side. There we go. So it's again kind of Game Boy-ish, but not quite. DC says, I figured it out. I was trying to remember how Universities of Applied Sciences are called in Austria. Oh, FHS, there you go. But I was getting the acronym confused with a specific one I went to, so basically just self-inflicted confusion. Okay, I get it. You haven't changed up. See, that is how nice the Game Boy Camera is, because literally almost 20 years passed without me, or at least without it showing how I changed. I mean, here you can see a little bit some tiredness around the eyes that I cannot shake. but still. And yeah, even photos from outside. By the way, yeah, this was an experiment. So this is the Game Boy camera photo that I took of some street somewhere, somewhen, and I tried to use AI to, and this is what the AI came up with. And the funny thing is, I know this street now. It doesn't look anything like what the AI came up with, but this house here and this situation here, and for some reason, this I gave my head this little nudge, and so I realized, oh, I know now where this was taken. But otherwise, you couldn't tell that these blob of pixels here in the center is actually, yeah, is a house that really looks a lot like this one. It's again, yeah, there's only so much that you can get from it. And Kirsty says, looks weird, and TC says it looks like it added a buffalo to the pic. Right, that's the thing with AI. It added a lot of things, and usually none of them make sense. But again, it was just enough to get my memory jogged on where this was taken, so I could place it. Yeah, one other cool thing that I wanted to show you with the Game Boy camera. This involves a little bit of preparation, and this is why also the stream is running a bit late today, but I prepared for it, and I want to show you one more thing with the Game Boy camera. But first, of course, we need to take a picture with it. So I'm holding it up again so that you can see. The question is of what do we want to take a picture of? And I mean, I'm volunteering right now. But you know what? I think maybe a unicorn would be a much better suited subject. If I can get Ashley in frame, there we go. Yeah, and halfway focused. You know what? I don't think this is getting any better. But yes, this is trying to find the right angle here for the camera. Yeah, this is Ashley. So I'm going to save it, and this is now saved. So yes, exactly, Kersey, unicorn picture. Thank you. And now let's see what I can work with. Okay, so this again, high is this other camera. And for this to work, I just need to prop it up somehow. So I'm only switching over when it's relatively stationary so that you don't need to puke when I'm constantly moving the camera. So I think this works. So here we are, Game Boy camera, and this thing here. This is what I'm talking about. That is the Game Boy Printer. Yes, there was such a thing, and as far as I can remember, they were really selling the Game Boy Printer in combination with the Game Boy camera, because again, you have like 30 pictures maximum on there, so you want to get them out somewhere. And this is what the Game Boy Printer essentially is for. You could buy rolls of thermal paper. The ones that I have, that's a regular cashier paper. So and I used a saw to make it fit here, because this is a very defined width of paper that it expects. So this is still self-made, so this is why it doesn't really fit in there. But the ones that you could get from Nintendo had different colors, different tints to it, and usually a sticker backing. So essentially, you could print out your own stickers with it. So let's print something. And for this, we need to connect the Game Boy to the Game Boy Printer. And for this, we have this weird thing here. Can I get it in focus? I don't think so. Let's try it here. Yeah. So this looks a little bit like a USB or Firewire, but actually it's neither. It's the Game Boy link cable, and this is the connector, if you can somehow see it. So again, it's a weird, like what is it, a 6-pin connector, and essentially it's I think so far from what I can tell, it's a serial connection. So it's very slow, it's serial, but it's in just enough for what the Game Boy actually needs or can send. So I'm plugging it into the Game Boy. So it's plugged in here in the Game Boy, and it's plugged into the Game Boy Printer. And of course I need to switch on the Game Boy Printer. And it's ready. So to print now something, let's have head over there to view. I think you can barely but still see this. And no, this was wrong. There to the album. You see, it's kind of weird, but at least the photo album looks like an album. And here, this is Ashley again. I think I can hook it up to the GB operator, then we can actually see how the image should look. So if you think the quality of the Game Boy camera could not be beaten or underperformed, the Game Boy Printer probably does the trick. So, or you know what? Let's edit the photo and then print it when it's done. So for this, let me just connect the Game Boy camera to the desktop. There we go. Link cable classic, right? It's I think this is probably also the reason why Link is called Link in the Zelda games. So let's do this here. View. So this is the photo of Ashley that I just took, and we can modify it. For example, we can use a different frame. So let's look at some of the frames. So the default frame just says Nintendo Game Boy, but one of my favorite frames is the one with the cats. Of course it is. It's coming up, this one with the flowers, and in every corner there's a kitten, and I think that's kind of cute. But let's see if we can figure out a nice body for Ashley via the stamp function. So I can of course stamp on some nice eyes, but or noses, or different kinds of anime eyes, or whatever. And yeah, different. I mean, it even started back then with funny ears or something. But let's go here and find a Pokemon. Let's go here with Bulbasaur. I think that's what this little fella is called. And I can place it. And bam, there we have Bulbasaur. And save, yes. Exit, also yes. And there we go. So this is the picture that we just changed. So now I can, it asks me, do you really want to overwrite the current save to your cartridge? When I say yes, then it is overwriting the save that was already on the cartridge, meaning what we just did there on the computer will now translate or be saved into the memory of the cartridge. Hopefully, at least. So let's try this. Disease says, is it just me or is the audio kind of clipping? Oh, it could be. Is it the microphone audio? Because thank you for letting me know. That could be the case. I'm sorry for that. Where was it? Audio settings. Recording microphone. So I've disabled all other microphones, and this one here, well, it's sitting at 58, 57, so okay. Kersey also says a little bit good. I thought I'd cook my speaker somehow. No, probably it's me. It's me. Please let me know if it's a little bit better, but I noticed I'm still there in the red. It should be audio on the microphone should now be slightly better. So thank you for letting me know. In the meantime, the Game Boy is booted up here, and hopefully you can see this. Yes. So this is, by the way, yeah, the Game Boy Color. So you're not imagining this. Yeah, you really see colors here on this one. And here we have Ashley, and again with Bulbasaur. So let's print this. How can we print this? And I think it was select, and then I hit up and print. Oh, did I connect the Game Boy Printer? Yes, I did. So then just say hit print, and it asked me print. So I press A, and it's transferring, which means the printer should pick up any second now. There we go. Yes, it's kind of noisy, so I add some more lines here to the feed. And then, just like a good receipt, come on, I can tear it off. And here we got it. This is the printout. I will try the other camera so that hopefully you can see it a bit better if the camera manages to focus on it, because yeah, there we go. So yeah, it's really crummy. The quality is, I mean, even back then it was probably nothing that was overwhelming. So yeah, this is the magic of the Game Boy Camera, from image acquisition to print delivery. So again, it was 1995. We didn't have much, and if your parents didn't get you a PlayStation, maybe you got a Game Boy Printer and a Game Boy Camera. And hello, Mr. Troy. And yes, Mr. Troy could see it. I can show you again the source image that we were trying to print. The photo, if again the camera convenes to, yes. So okay, maybe I should disable here the print confirmation dialog, because underneath here you can see a Bulbasaur. So Ashley is looking at the Bulbasaur. So again, this is in a nutshell why I got me the GB operator, so that I could get higher quality exports of all the photos of the Game Boy Camera. So again, it's lots of fun for me, and I thought I want to share with you my enjoyment of this piece of absolute obsolete, underwhelming tech. The one thing is that still amazes me, like I said, on one hand, is that the battery in this cartridge combination is literally 30 years old. This came out in 1995, and it's the European version, but I've never changed the battery in this, and it still retains the images and had the images that I took 20 years ago with it. So again, it's kind of amazing that this is possible in an age where I need to charge my smartwatch every other day or every 3 days. And Mr. Troy tried to sneak in, but I think you didn't level your sneaking skill too much. We noticed you, probably because you said hi or said just big blurry. Kirsty says, technically, can you use the GB operator to inject your own photos to print? Good question. Probably. I mean, there might be a way. Let's see if there is something like this. But because I think this is the next question, is how you could do this. And I think, I mean, I wouldn't say it's impossible, because what you can do is, I mean, with some cartridges you can say upload homebrew. So here in the data section there is backup game, where I can back up the entire ROM with a save data, or I can say backup save, and then I specify where I want to have this saved, or the backup saved, and it's here on my desktop, and it is 128 kilobytes. And this, I have here my tool that is the ByteWiz. I don't think even that I've mentioned it before. ByteWiz 1.0, it's from 2017, and essentially it works like you just load here a source file, and then you can say how do you want to have the bytes in it mapped. So for example, in this case, this is just a 3-step gradient. For example, you can just say you want to start pixels or bytes at 0 are black, and bytes at 256 are white. And so this is the color gradient. And sorry for zooming in and out. And then let's go with 64 or even 32. Doesn't it? Yeah, okay. 32 bytes, and then it creates a PNG file of it. In this case, I think I will overwrite anything that existed before. Yes, and so this is what you're seeing here, is this saved data as an image file, visualized as an image file. I will zoom out again so you can see it at a glance. So again, the photo that we took of Ashley seems to be this thing here. So again, it just needs probably a tool or someone to reverse engineer this save format. I think probably it should be out there already. So, and then I can say upload save, and can upload my save. You know what? you know what, since we're here, let's change just some random bytes there and see what happens. Because again, I don't care if I break my save because I can still restore it. So this is now here the save in my HXD in the hex editor. So the first couple of things were white, and here I think, yeah, this must be the image data, what we're seeing here, this kind of mess. So we got some FFs, and somewhere in here I have a feeling that these might be the actual, yeah, the image data there. So you know what, I'm just changing random values. Let's go with 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Just randomly changing bytes. And I'm going to save this as, you know what, I'm not going to override it. I'm just going to hear it garble. I call it garble. And did I save it? Yes, garble. Let's save. And you know what? Let's see what happens if I upload this garbled save. So upload save, garble.save, and save restored. And now let's play and see how this picture of Ashley actually looks. Okay, so it's still booting. That's good. And let's view here in the album. And oh yes, see these blocks here, these weren't here before. So I think, yes, it's definitely possible to inject your own pictures there if you know how. Cool. Chris says, I bet it just raw data with headers, maybe not. Yeah, the question or how the Game Boy stores raw data, that's really an issue by itself, because it's not like it's a stream of, I mean, in the end, it's a stream of bytes. But how these bytes refer to what tile data and so on and so forth. I looked into this 2 or 3 years ago, and I think I've even showed you this tool. Because you know what? Let's try to open the save with my tool for this. Because it knows how to write tile data to a Game Boy, that the Game Boy can actually read it. This was for a pixel art project that I did, where I thought, you know what, maybe I can do some Game Boy dev. So okay, it's under programming, web dev, archived probably 24. Tests, ASCII tool, timecode converter, simple OCR play date. Maybe 23. Game Boy tileset character converter. There we go. Test image. Is it this one? No, that's just an image. Minified backups. You know what? Let's use one of these backups. I just wonder. Oh, okay. It's really called just GB character converter. So there we go. So it's Phil's Game Boy Graphics Toolkit version 1.1. I've never released this, but it says here what the workflow should be and the tiled workflow. So essentially, I can use here an image. Let's use this image here, and I mean, I can dither it should I want to. I mean, it's already dithered, so this should be fine. So I can set here different dither types should I want to, and then I can say create tile set. Or no, could I not say create tile set? Or was this just doesn't this save? Anyway, I can view a tile set where it just says here a text file of the binary tile set and convert map. So I'm just trying now to drop this in there and see what happens. Okay, nothing happens. So maybe I think what I need to do is for this to work, to convert all the byte data into these kind of DB entries if you were using a Game Boy compiler, because I think this was my main intention, my initial intention of how I made this. So but convert map, drop CSV or text file, view tile set, create tile set. So this so was this already let's say create tile set, and I'm using here the Game Boy Camera save file, and it's not doing anything. Oh, look at this, where I say here export, and I think this was here for the tile set. So yeah, image source here, and yeah, apparently this is the reason why my tool was never released. So let's just pick here a random image, and when I say create tile set and I drop it here, so then it tries to make a tile. Oh yes, I realize now what's happening, because this image is huge. So 1 pixel in the image is 10 pixels otherwise. So if I reduce it to the actual size here and save this, and then add it here and create tile set, reset. There we go. So now it creates here, you can see out of this picture a tile set which looks like this. So, and this is what you can paste here into View tile set. So again, it was more or less made with the intention of, okay, if you want to do some Game Boy programming and you have here a picture of a tile set, and then it automatically creates here this tile set here. And I think if we're interested in how the JavaScript does this, I can find it. Because like I said, it's kind of weird how the Game Boy's bytes is stored. So we get here palettes, event listeners, room 1 functions, file drop functions, string to file download. I remember doing something with lots of bit shifting and that sort of thing, so it might turn up here somewhere. Toggle palette, draw 8x8 grid. Image processing function, there we go. At least I think now I'm sharing my screen. So we're dither thresholds, that's what's happening here. Oh dear. Kersey says apparently the GB camera save data is difficult to encode into, but there is a GitHub repo that claims to do it. This makes sense because, like I said, with Game Boy, and especially doing this kind of real-time picture encoding, because again, the Game Boy, you cannot address individual pixels on a Game Boy that easily, at least not at that size. So what it needs, the Game Boy camera needs to do on the fly is to make a tile map out of it and map this. So again, there's quite some processing involved. So I'm just see if I can find here. Oh, there we go. Decoded bytes to ASM lines. So okay, for each line that is 16 bytes, and then we have the low byte and the high byte, and then we need to pad it or don't pad it, and so on and so forth. So I think this is where things are happening. Encode tile image data to bytes. Okay, it takes an array of image data objects and returns an array of encoded int 8 bytes. So yeah, numbers, tiles, something, offset, tile data. I don't remember quite what I programmed there, only that it took weeks of researching in the end. Tile set few functions. So yeah, again here we're at 2,500 lines of code just for this relatively small Game Boy Graphics Toolkit page. Again, this has never been released, and I can see now why, because it's really something that... But hey, I got draggable windows, so that's something. But yeah, thank you, Kersey, for doing the research there, and sorry everyone for hijacking, or not hijacking, going on a tangent as always. So yeah, this was again the Game Boy Camera. And one thing that I realized when I found the printer again is I thought, you know what, why don't I use the Game Boy printer as often as I have in the past? And I realized it when I opened it up, because there's a reason for it, and the reason is here on the back side, if I can get it open with one hand, which is not that easy. And the reason for is that it needs 6 AA batteries, and it eats these things up. So the first time I put them in, nothing was working. So there was some corrosion on the contacts, so I cleaned those out. Then it wouldn't print, or the paper would jam. So then I opened it up again and put in some WD-80, or what's this little oil thing called? And guess what? I got it everywhere. And the first, let's say, first 1.5 feet of paper, when I was just running, when I was using the feed through, it was just soaking up all the the grease in there. So yeah, this is why the stream today started a little bit later, because I had to do all these things. And while I was at it, the select key was not working on this one. So I also opened it up, and again, it's these weird, I'm not sure if you can see it, it's these weird Nintendo screws. It's not like the quadruple notched screws, but it's like a 3-pointed star. Again, it doesn't want to focus. Anyway, it was a little bit of a hassle to get this in and out. Anyway, that's it for the Game Boy camera. What I also want to do is, let's play some Game Boy games. Who's up for some Game Boy games? And Kersey says, link in Discord 6. Or I'm not assuming 6 links, but a link is in Discord, and 6 links, 6, you meant 6 batteries, right? It's a lot, compare this to this Game Boy Color from 98. The original Game Boy needed 4 AA batteries. This one needs 2 AA batteries. And when you open it up, it's a very lean motherboard in there. You just have this one CPU and like, I think 2 or 3 other chips on there. And again, it's very lean. I don't have any other words for it. And again, thank you, Kersey, for sharing this in the Discord, which I will have a look at later, because I think just having fun making the Pixel Prophecy logo and then printing it on the worst printer on Earth, including receipt printers, also from the time period. Because this one, as you've seen there for those who weren't there, this again is the printout. Camera, can you even focus? I think I'm still too close. Yeah. Best that it can do. So yeah, this is Ashley the unicorn looking at Pikachu, or Bulbasaur, I think it was. Right, so as for playing games, thank you, Ashley, for taking care of my big old stash of Game Boy games. So what are you up to? Any Game Boy game that you haven't played or seen? I have no idea what this is. I think this is, it's Double Dragon. It's Double Dragon. You know what? Let's watch me fail with Double Dragon. So let's see if this is a genuine cartridge first. I don't think that I have any non-genuine cartridge, but you never know. Oh, it says unknown title, and it's an unrecognized cartridge. And no, it's Double Dragon. Okay, good. I was a little bit worried. And it even says it's the official cartridge. Doesn't have any save data or anything. But let's just play. Let's just play. And I'm going to play. I'm trying to play on easy, and we will see how well it goes. But you can see how is it Billy and Bimmy? Okay, you know what? I think I'm not too bad at this game so far. And I think I'm bad at this game, because with those kind of brawlers, one thing is you should never be they should never ambush you. You shouldn't have enemies from 2 sides there. And one thing that I think is also something that I don't know about this game is there probably are some combos. Have any one of you ever had this game? Because I think back in the day I've never really played it. Oh wow, they just pummel me. Oh wow, what's possible? And again, it's what I like about it is the graphics actually. Oh no, this one got a baseball bat. Oh, that's bad. Oh no! Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Oh, damn it. Okay, so my trick is when he approaches here with the baseball bat is just in the right moment that I kick. I tried the same thing here, but to no avail. So let them come. Let them come. Maybe help them a bit. Venereal Disease says the only Game Boy game I've ever played was Barbie platformer on my cousin's Game Boy. Pretty fun game. I've never played the Barbie game, but I've heard they are better than their reputation, because of course Mattel was very adamant that people wouldn't use their intellectual property and make crap games. So from what I've heard, yes, good games. And Frank is here. Oh, thank you so much, Frank, for subscribing for 71 months. My God, you're getting closer to 100 every month now. And Frank says, I'm finally home. I'll be lurking though. All good, Frank, all good. If you're interested in the Game Boy Camera, I've just finished. I've just wrapped up pretty much anything I had to say about it. And we even printed something here. This is a photo of Ashley. That was taken with the Game Boy Camera and printed on the Game Boy Printer. And we're here at Heyo Street. What I like about this type of game is that you get 50 points whenever you land a punch. So again, it's one of those games where there's still a high score driven, which is kind of cute. And I got another first-time chatter here, while a mid-boss is just wrecking me. I have no idea what I should be doing here. Apparently, yeah, if this guy starts with an uppercut, it's... So this is probably one of those times where I needed, at least back in the day, that I said, yeah, this is as far as I could get with the game. And I think this stands to this day still. Because I'm not even getting in there. Ah, damn it. And thank you, Frank, for moderating while I couldn't, because this guy was giving me trouble. Okay, so I think the strategy is to approach him not head on, because then this happens, but slightly from below. But of course, only if you can make it, like here. So I'm just a good old crotch puncher in this game. So I think this is my last life there. So I probably should be using some sort of strategy or tactics, but I am just punching and hoping here when he gets up that I'm faster. And I just finished him. And oh, okay, this is automated sequence. Like I said, I don't think that I've ever played this game before, and so far, really, the Game Boy port of it is kinda actually neat, I would say. Usually with these kinds of brawlers, I'm having a hard time. This is not my genre. I even got what's it called? Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and only because I loved the movie. Not so much because I loved the comic or knew anything about the comic. It's just that I loved the movie and thought, you know what, when it came onto the consoles, I think this was on the PlayStation 3 even then, back then I got it. And then I realized, oh my god, it's a serious brawler, and I'm very bad at it. I love the music from Anamanaguchi, but I'm so bad at it. What about Battletoads? I've only watched one of my childhood friends play Battletoads, because it was one of those games where that I never had. I never had owned a Super Nintendo, not the Super Nintendo, the one before it, the good old NES. Never owned one before, so I could play it when I was at my good friend Martin's, and it was one of those games where I only was allowed to watch him play. And I realized that I think every playthrough at some point ended with the turbo tunnel. I'm slightly better at this game than I thought I would be, but I mean, after all, this is the second level and I'm playing on easy, and I'm already there on my last guy, and now I've missed here the right window and getting pummeled. Yeah. You know what? Let's see what other games I have, because there are plenty for the Game Boy. and also plenty of games that I don't think that I've ever played or played in a while. Oh, True Lies. I think this was one of my first Phil Plays Let's Play videos on the Pixel Prophecy channel on YouTube, and I played it like 7 or 8 years back, and I remember that it was surprisingly enjoyable. Let's see, maybe we can find an old favorite of everyone, or maybe something that is super obscure. Oh, look at this, Probotector. This is Probotector, how the Contra games were marketed in Europe, because you couldn't have some Rambo dudes running around. No, it was robots, and it was called Probotector, and you were just robots running around and shooting because doing robot things. So let's see what the GB operator thinks of this cartridge. Does it know it? So it says here, unrecognized cartridge from an unknown developer. Let's try this again. I haven't done this in decades. Probably shouldn't have done this. Okay, I can apparently submit cartridge information, but let's see. Okay, cartridge connection unstable. Oh, is the reason just because my USB is flaking out? Apparently not. Playback detected, a contact connection issue. Please clean the cartridge pins. Okay, so this might be the issue. And I think I need to get some Q-tips then. Which is a bummer because I had lots of them before. So I think I'll be back in a minute with some Q-tips. And I have returned with some Q-tips and vinegar. So either I'm going to destroy this or it should work. One thing is, yeah, many of those games I've never owned myself. So this apparently belonged to some kid called B.P, which I find very endearing when you get some old game cartridges and they still have markings of a childhood that is long in the past. Okay, when this vinegar, oh god, is very strong, so I'm going to put it not next to my drink. So let's see if this, oh god, can you see the dirt on this Q-tip? This is usually the fun when you're cleaning something. Come on, focus, you can do it. Probably you won't. Yes, just for a second there. It's brown. It's kind of bad. So. Oh yes, this was about time. This was about time. If I rotate it, even when it's blurry, you can see how this black smudge there. Okay, let's give this another try. Again, either I've destroyed it or it works now. There we go, Probotector official cartridge. Oh dear. And it's also from Mattel. And this is also Palcom, interesting. So, again, never played this game. Have any of you played this game? By the way, is the music too loud? Because I put it on very low volume setting. Probotector, licensed by Nintendo. Oh, yeah, of course. I tried all the keys, but didn't push the start key like the game told me to. Not unless Barbie makes a cameo. I mean, I can have a look at because again, I'm not sure what Game Boy games I have. But okay, so far this really feels like a Contra game. You got lots of projectiles. The jumping feels very not jumpy, but okay, you must not get hit once. What is S? Oh, S is the spread shot. I think this is what everyone says is the best weapon in the game. Okay, so for a Game Boy port, this one is pretty solid, I would say. I can't tell about the music, but the C says maybe she's in this one. Maybe she'll be in this one. Since it's Mattel. Exactly, right? Oh, wow. Okay, the jumping in this game. And of course, now I'm back at my pea shooter. Okay, so yeah, the jumping is, I mean, you jump pretty high, but not very far. It's one of those games. Oh no, what's happening? Okay, so far I'm doing way too good for what's good for me. But we got two-directional scrolling there on a Game Boy. Where did you come from? You weren't there before? Okay, I got the better weapon. And apparently I got a homing missile or homing projectile weapon. Which, you know what? I'm not risking taking another weapon because this one seems to be really good. Look at this. This is very helpful. Just need to make sure that I'm not losing it. Because I'm not making a jump or anything. So this was me testing which was the jump button again. Just to be safe. Oh no! Ah, darn it. Ah, look at us. High score. Not even close. Slick scrolling trick, says Cursey-Boo. Yeah. Neat. So thank you, Probotector, for probing my Tector. I don't know. So, let's see if we can find something. So we got Ghostbusters, Batman, DuckTales, Super Mario Land. We got, okay, so this column here is the good games. Let's see the last column here with the obscure games like Solar Striker, Bart Simpson, Castlevania Adventure, Side Pocket, Kirby's Dream Land, Stargate, or Terminator 2. The Terminator 2, I was very much looking forward to this game. I recall back in the day. And yeah, and you know what? Let's see what Terminator 2 on Game Boy, what it actually looks like. Again, I think we have to clean it. Oh god. Probably should have done this years ago. And I spilled some of the vinegar on my pants. And I will smell like a salad bowl. Oh god. There we go. Terminator 2, the arcade game. And yeah, it's by Acclaim Entertainment. Oh god, the vinegar. Also known LJN. We know and love them, right? And Beam Software production. Beam Software, that's an Australian team. And I mean, the graphics are good, right? The graphics are neat. But yeah. Let's see if I can make this for half an hour or half a minute. Because yes, it's one of those games where you just move a cursor around and hope you survive. So I've never had any fun with these kinds of light shooter games. I was never sure what was the appeal with them. Because it felt like there was always way too much happening, and essentially the game at some point was more or less like, as we've seen here, you just need to memorize essentially what's happening and when and where you should be doing something. Come on! Oh, I was just shot, I guess, from these guys here. So when you're out of the rhythm and your crosshair is not where it should be because you're playing this game for the first time or something, then of course it means, again, memorize better next time. So I just realized that I can use B to shoot missiles. These things here. But overall, I mean, the graphics are nice, but yeah. Mr. Troy says, wait, is this like Operation Wolf, not like Duck Hunt? Exactly, yeah. Operation Wolf, I think, is the spiritual inspiration. There's a bit too much happening here. My own good. Almost dead. Are those here on... Oh, damn it. The missile. Are those here shooters that are on my side? I usually shoot at everything that moves here. And since these guys here in front move... yeah, probably they're on my side, since we're shooting it in this same direction. Positional shooting as opposed to light gun based. Yeah, the worst kind of. I mean, with a light gun, I can see some of the appeal, of course, because then it's how good you are at targeting from your wrist or something. Here it's really, yeah, with the. I mean, just look. What am I supposed to do? I just have to make sure that I survive long enough. I'm just shooting here, and apparently I'm bound to take some hits here. So almost dead. Just using up all the ammunition that I got, because I don't know for how much longer this goes. Yeah, so it's slightly missing the appeal of the movies. Has any one of you played the Terminator game that came out, I think, 5 years ago or so in the Unreal Engine? Because that one was really neat. That one was very good, and I enjoyed it much too much actually for what it was. So again, I'm using up all the missiles that I got, and I'm not even sure that I'm shooting at the right thing here. Yeah, probably did something wrong here, because no other enemies are popping up. My gun heat or whatever it is has this cooldown effect, so I probably shouldn't be shooting all the time. Maybe is there something else? Yeah, and that's... Okay, so apparently this is my last life. Needs player feedback, something needs to fly, right? That's always when you know in this kind of game if the enemy flashes or has some certain, I don't know, weak spots, glowing weak spots. But here again, I'm not sure what should I be targeting at or shooting at. I mean, I assume there is some skill or some trick to it, but it's I don't get it. I need to shoot here at its treads. Because from a game design perspective, this would make sense, so that I'm not shooting always at the missiles, so that I have to divert my attention to other parts of the machine. But again, yeah, there is no indication that I'm actually doing anything here. Okay. So it was here the top part of this thing that I needed to shoot. Okay, now I could shoot this. Okay, so that was the idea. I don't know, these T somethings always look like, I don't know, very, very skinny Guybrush Threepwoods. So I'm here on my last life, and I think when I've won this level, should it ever end, I'm just in for more. Was that it? Yes, thankfully. Mission, battlefield, endoskeletons, 106 terminate. My accuracy was 89%, of course, because I never let go of the trigger button. So let's just see what the next level looks like. Oh, flying H key, 9 terminated. Ground H key, so this was the end boss and the damage bonus. Human casualties. Yeah, okay, so those were the guys in front that I should have been shooting. Excellent. Well, I terminated. Entering human hideout. Okay, so what is level 2 look like? And it looks like pretty much anything else. Okay, this probably was a Terminator and no human. So are those humans? Should I be shooting these? Again, it's very unclear of what's happening. Apparently, I died. And the flickering. Again, for a Game Boy, it's trying a little bit too much here. So which ones are the humans? Are the humans those here that walk to the left or to the right? Because okay, the one that's shooting at me is probably a bad one. Yeah, and I think that's it. The machines have succeeded. Yeah, game over. Cool. Rod, Jeff, Holger, and Sue are ahead of me. Well, that was Terminator 2, the arcade game. Good stuff. Not that good stuff. Well, I got here a selection of Tetris games, and I don't think that's... I got even more Tetris versions like this one. I mean, all those loose cartridges that I have, those are the bad games that aren't worthy of any protection, much like the other games, like we have here with Ghostbusters 2 or Batman. Have you ever played Batman on the Game Boy? Because that's a darn good game. It's from Sunsoft, and the music was amazing. I've still from the first level, I used this as a ringtone for a couple of years now. I mean, the music has nothing in common with the theme of the movie. Did I say movie? I meant to say the music of the game has nothing in common with the movie's theme, but still, it's darn good music. Sorry for the flashing. On the actual Game Boy, because the screen is so laggy, especially on the first one, it really looks like it's a soft transition of the logo to the Batman font. But here, of course, it's slight epilepsy inducing. You know what I just realized? I'm emulating here now a good old Game Boy, but what if I switch this to automatic and say maybe we're emulating a Game Boy Color, because then it might look a little bit nicer. Rewind buffer size. I changed this. I already had this changed. Oh, anyway, high fidelity mode was enabled. Why did it change things? Game Boy model. Let's say a Game Boy Color. And let's restart this. And it doesn't look any differently. Yeah. Anyway, let's play it then. Because I think I still might be able to finish the first level. What even back then thought was pretty cool was the graphics. And what I never cared to read are, as you can see, the descriptions here or what's being said, because it's for one thing, it's text. I want to play a game. I don't want to read. And the other thing is that was English, and I was in just out of kindergarten back then. So of course English was a bit of a problem. But Gotham City, I understood. And I just realized it's a bit harder to play here on the keyboard. So I've upgraded my weapon. So essentially, it feels like your average Sunsoft game with just a Batman sprite, because apart from maybe the themes of the levels and so on, it's your classic average, yeah, I would say action game. Because I mean, with Batman, isn't Batman's deal that he never kills? And in this case, I mean, we're just walking around shooting pretty much anything that moves. Ah, damn it. Could have made this jump. Yeah, the Batman sprite is pretty cool, I have to agree. Also, there are stages later on where you fly in the Batwing, and those are just shmup levels, and they are way too drawn out. And I remember playing it, also must have been like 10, 12 years ago, when I again played these sections, and I thought, my god, this is way too hard and way too long for the difficulty. It was really just something. So oh yes, okay, good, I managed to go down there, because I think there is one weapon that I want. Yes, this one here, and this makes them slightly faster. So it's one of those games where you can also have weapons or downgrades for your weapons, which is never fun, because especially when you've seen here with some blocks. Oh no, I just lost it. Here with some blocks, some are bright and some are slightly gray, and the gray blocks, they have extras in them, as you can see up here. Darn it. To jump from here, I think, yes. So for example here, this wavy beam is not the best weapon, but it's at least it's strong. There is some kind of Uzi type of weapon that's really just, damn it, that's really just a joke. Oh, I thought I had set up that I can rewind. You know what, let's try this. Controls. Rewind, fast forward, rewind, page down. Didn't I again, I'm a little bit annoyed that this wasn't set up. Rewind speed, rewind granularity. Is it rewinding? Doesn't look like it's rewinding, right? The sprite doesn't even move when firing. Yeah, that's again, the music I liked and the graphics, but the gameplay, like I said, is again in some respects it's old school in most regards. So I mean, you get a fast action game, especially there for the Game Boy. It's pretty neat, I wanted to say, but yeah, on the keyboard it feels even a little bit laggy. So in that regard, I'm slightly disappointed by the quality of this emulator, because again, it feels like I know how it should play, and it doesn't play like how I want it to play. So we got some more stinkers. Track and Field. Anyone have played Track and Field? I got many of those games just from friends who didn't want their games anymore, or just from eBay, where someone said, yeah, I'm selling my kids Nintendo games. And usually this was before eBay was completely picked clean, so you could just get lucky and someone said, yeah, I'm selling like 50 Nintendo games for $20 or something. So most of them were like Tetris that you already had, but some of them were actually maybe kind of good. So yeah, the cutest Batman we've just I mean, you know what? I like the intro of this game, I have to say. It's a bit more elaborate than I would have expected it to be. It looks like it wants to be a TV broadcast of it or something. Well, it's Konami. So let's try one event, whatever it will be. Oh, there's a lot of events there. So which event doesn't look too hard? Long jump, 100-meter dash. Let's go with archery. This sounds doable. So how to play? A and B draw, and the angle. Well, That's fine. Okay, draw. Oh, should I hold it? Yeah, that's bad. But hey, at least get somehow in the direction. So, okay, so this is the angle, and left or right, I can even say left or right. So we have... Oh, I need to hold, apparently. So left or right, really, I can see there in the top view where my arrow goes. Okay, so I have to hold and then release. Okay, so let's not go left or right. Let's just go slightly up, like 40 degrees, and then I will just hold. There we go. See? Bam. Finally, we hit something. Okay, let's go slightly right and maybe less. So let's go with 13 degrees. Full power. And slightly too far to the right. But lots better than before. Okay, maybe not that high. Let's go with 12 and slightly right. And I think there was an indicator of the wind, which I did not look at. Ah, we're getting better. We're getting better. So not right at all. And slightly up. Chris says, I like the top and side view UI. Again, how do you do a 3D arrow shooting game on a Game Boy? Well, you just provide players with all different kinds of 2D representations, and in your head, you should be able to make the 3D representation yourself then. So let's see how this goes. Oh, maybe, you know what, this could be slightly too far to the left. But overall, I would say not too bad. Not too bad. 20 points, or score 20.600. Okay. Okay, I'm air pumping. This is good, apparently. So selective. See, even there with the background, like a helicopter, an aerial view of the stadium. That's kinda cute, I have to say. I didn't expect that much. Okay, let's go with... You know what? The 100-meter dash. I have a feeling that this is going to be just ruining. That's just tapping. Okay, A and B is run, and the D-pad is not used. Ready, set, go. Okay, really, it's just button pressing. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Oh no, what's the computer doing? That's... Oh god, this is hard. Yeah, it's button meshes. But I like that the audience responding is just a palette flashing on them. It wasn't too bad. 10 seconds, 87 apparently. This was not fun. This was not fun. Let's try a different event then. What else have we got? What sounds... Discus throw. That sounds fun. Okay, how to power is A and B is the power, and the angle and the throw is... So pretty much like archery then. Look at this. It's an all top-down view. Okay, so I have no idea how this is meant to be played. I have no idea when I should let go. Really, that's funny. You know what? Maybe I need to hold. I got 3 fouls. Well, that's bad. That was bad. Angle and throw. I don't know what they mean with angle and throw, because I cannot do anything with the D-pad. Yeah, it's anyone's guess when this guy will let go of the discus. It's probably something that is explained in the manual, which I do not have. You know what? I think I've had enough of track and field. One game that I enjoyed a lot because I was a very boring kid was Side Pocket. And Side Pocket is, you can probably guess from the title here, it's a pool billiard game. Manuals are good for these older games. That's the thing. With nowadays, a game never expects you to read the PDF, even if there is a PDF. And back then, the games were much more relied upon you as a kid. You probably got the game and you were sitting in the back seat of your parents' car on the drive home, and this is usually where you've read through this little booklet. I was just looking if I have any of these old manuals in there, but I do not have any in there in my treasure chest there. So let's go with the good old 9-ball game and 2 different background musics. So one thing is that the balls here, they are just represented by the numbers. So yeah, that's again also something that I thought was kind of weird. But of course you need to know, especially in certain plays, which of them is the magic 8. So yeah, we got here physics simulation on the Game Boy. And yeah, nowadays I wonder how yes, no, what? Free ball. Oh, apparently I did something good. Free ball. Yes. So then let's put the 7 out of its misery. Maybe like this. Yes. Oh, still free ball. So apparently whenever I pocket one of those balls, I'm allowed to position the white one freely, which, let's see if I'm getting lucky here. No. No. Foul! Oh, wow. Okay, it's still got a free ball then. Okay, then can we... Let's see if we can get the 7 in here. Wrong angle. Foul. Okay, I'm not sure which kind of pool we're playing here. Where when I'm not pocketing a ball, it's a foul. Otherwise, oh, do I need to go by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Do I need to go in sequence? That would make things harder. I remember something like this. Yeah, actually, like I said, I'm surprised by the quality of the physics simulation. So safe, it says. So I think, I'm not quite sure which ball I should be hitting there, or should a ball hit another ball to be safe, or is it a foul again? Okay, that's apparently it's safe when at least 2 balls are being hit. So the 3 is in. Let's see if we can do the same thing here with a 7. No. Okay, when I have a foul, I'm allowed to position, to place the white ball wherever I want, which feels like actually that's some sort of a reward then? Crazy shot! I know, right? So let's see if we can do the same thing here for the 5. Apparently not, but we touched all of the balls, but still it's a foul. Let's see if I can get the 5 in at least. That was a crazy shot, right? Or is crazy shot something bad in this game? I'm not even sure what it is now. So 4 is in, but the other was a crazy shot. So I think this means the 5 needs to go in next then. So I think I vaguely remember this being in sequence. So let's see, because the game, see, 5 is in, and the game automatically places me to shoot the 6, or at least targets the 6. And I think because it says here save. Okay, good, because I touched the 6 first. It's really, you know what? In this case, my collection here of Game Boy games reminds me a lot of UFO 50. It's where you all have these old games that you don't quite remember, or you don't quite know how they're meant to be played. But that's part of the fun, just trying to figure out from the game's reactions how it wants to be played. You know what? Really, I'm now that I know what the game expects of me, I'm almost having fun with this. Close one, yes, thank you, Kersey, but what wasn't me. So let's see if I can get to the 6 from this side. Probably not, but maybe from here. Come on. This looks good. So crazy shot is a bad shot, because then you pocket a ball that you shouldn't pocket. I thought the game was just complimenting me. Oh, this could have worked almost. Let's try it like this. Or is this too... What's happening down here? Okay, good. Yeah, this should be possible. Yeah, there we go. The 6 is in. Let's bring it up for the 7. Has any of you ever played pool? Because as a teenager, I loved this. I don't know why, but I just loved it. We had these... a bar somewhere in my hometown that was just like pool tables as far as you could see, and there were other compartments where you could throw darts and that sort of thing. So it was, and you could even have buffalo wings there. So of course I was there a couple of times. Okay, so I think finally we're about to beat this game. Pool is fun, says Kersey, usually multiplayer, not single though. That's the thing, yeah, of course you have to play it with friends, otherwise it's not that fun. But it's something that I haven't played in probably 20 years at this point. It never really happened. I think we had plans, but then COVID hit, and there's that. One thing was that I think I went go-karting twice and thought I would love it because Mario Kart and everything, but turns out there aren't any power-ups, and it smells horribly of gasoline. It's loud and it's noisy, and so yeah. Okay, so the game just says everything pocketed 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So apparently the 2 and the 3 were crazy shots. So and now I can just continue. Yes, that was Side Pocket from 1990, so an early Game Boy title, which I think is pretty good with today's perspective on it, just because for the physics. So what else do I have here in my pile of stinkers? Pinocchio V-Rally. You know what? Let's go for the driving game. V-Rally, that was made by Ocean. And the coolest thing about this game here, if any of you have played it, is that the music was made by Alberto Jose Gonzalez, and it's from the Bit Managers. I think that's what they were called. Unrecognized cartridge connection unstable. Oh, it's one of those again. Where is my vinegar? And yeah, Alberto Jose Gonzalez also made the music to the Smurfs games and the Asterix games. And those are, I think, very popular. These two kinds of comics are very popular in Europe because they're Belgian, French Okay, there we go. Official cartridge. That's better now. And so, yeah, Smurfs and these things were widely popular, and I really liked his music. And you can see that this looks to be like a European only release, because it gives usually the choice between English, French, and German, which is kind of neat. So let's go for let's look at the options. Okay, speed, kilometers per hour or miles per hour. Again, signs on. Player name is player, or let's go with Clayer, or even better, let's go with Slayer. I'm easily amused. Okay, let's try the arcade. And I remember looking at these cars and thought, oh my god, they look so real. And I think those are 3D renderings that have just been painted over. But you know what? It kind of works. It kind of works. So I think I will be going here with a Subaru. Not quite sure why, because it's the fastest car around, but you know what, probably from the stats down here, I probably should go with this Peugeot Sport. Because I know I'm not good at this game. Okay, so we play Corsica and New Zealand, and the other things haven't been unlocked apparently. Just look at this wastefulness when it comes to the graphics, all these waviness. So let's see how this game wants to be played. Oh yes, it's one of those. It's one of those games. Oh dear. I've never really had good fun with those, because when you cannot really tell where how the actual track looks like. I mean, it tries to be like three-dimensional, but of course it's not. It's just, wow, just what happened now. It's just a clever trick, right? That you do here on the raster interrupt, if it is. So whenever you draw a new line, you change certain things, how the background is being displayed. Again, it's a neat trick, but it does not feel like driving at all, because I can never tell when I'm too fast for something, because the tracks never look like how they would feel in reality, right? But again, for a Game Boy game, the other game that I played a lot on Game Boy was F1 Race. This was also an early title, and I despised this game, despite having it played so much and so often, just because it felt like it's so hard. And then I listened to a podcast, of a retro podcast, where someone said, yeah, it's probably the easiest driving game, and even when you know nothing about cars, and you can win it with your eyes closed. And I tried again and could not do it, so yeah. Probably tells you more about me than about the game. Curtis says a map might help, but yeah, maybe it's just me, because I never really warmed up with these kinds of fake 3D driving, 3D perspective games. But I have to say, I mean, this is Ocean, so especially in terms of presentation, usually the graphics are nice and the music is good, as we've seen or probably hearing right now. And I mean, this usually, especially back in the day, made me forgive them quite a lot, in where the Department of Game Design actually was a little bit lacking. GB racing game I have is Micro Machines. Oh yeah, that's one of the better. I think a top-down game for the Game Boy for racing probably works much better than this one. So how long is this? Okay, we've made it. We've made it. And oh, we placed first. Look at this. We even got 3 credits or 4 credits. Okay, so this was Corsica. Now we have a look at New Zealand and hope that we don't run over any hobbits. Or I think this was before the first Ring Lords movie. Oh, look at this. I like what they did here with the track, because now that's a dirt track, apparently. Ooh, we got here inclines and declines. Again, it doesn't feel very, oh dear, realistic. Oh no, but they're sheep. They're sheep. So this must be New Zealand or Ireland. I mean, it apparently it tries to mimic to be a racing or a rally game, because all you get is your co-driver telling you like 2 left or 3 third or a hairpin right, and this is all that you get in terms of information. As is the case with actual rally racing, then again, even when you don't know the full track, at least you can see slightly further than that is usually presented here, especially when it comes here to bends and curves and turns. Okay, Mr. Troy loves this racing style, and I have to say, now here with the hills and the dirty track, I'm slightly warming up to it. I mean, that's pretty cool. And also the big graphics there of the hills in the background. I mean, there have been, or hasn't been there, a new racing game that is also doing lots of sprite scaling effects, so that essentially it's trying to be a drifting game. What am I doing here? Yeah, probably not going to win this one. I'm in position 9 apparently, so yeah, I'm not going to win this one. But yeah, there is a current driving game. Not sure if it's out already, but it's just about insane drifts, and all the tracks look like this, but on modern hardware. So of course it dares to do a little bit more than the crumminess that we see here. So I feel that the track is slightly harder than the previous one. So I'm still in position 9. And apparently I'm going at 150 kilometers an hour, which I don't really think that 200 kilometers an hour, 280, I don't think that this is realistic. I mean, the fastest I ever got to go in my car, and that was on the German Autobahn, was I think 170, and it felt like the entire thing was just crashing down on me. Oh no, I ran into a sheep, and then the other driver passed me. Anyway, YNOC said something, and then the hairpin happened. As a Kiwi, says YNOC, I can confirm that New Zealand is just hills, trees, and sheep. Well, in that case, thank you so much for confirming. And warm regards to Auckland. Okay, then I think at least in terms of realistic depiction of countries, this game gets a pass, because I've been to Corsica before. Did we finish the race? Yes, we finished, and in 6th place, which means the game probably hates me now. Oh, look at these nice graphics, and we even got the password is fast. The password is fast. That's cute. Which could also be a nice password. You know what? I'm a sucker for these kinds of graphics. So just 4 different shades of gray in, what is the Game Boy resolution? 144 times 128 or something. Yeah, I'm here for that. So this was easy, but now we've unlocked the medium one in here in arcade, that is Safari, Italy, and French Alps. So I'm just curious to see this. And you know what? Which car do I want? I want probably one with good grip. What is the car with the best grip? And oh, look at this! It's the Ford Escort. Oh, I quit out of this. There we go. Oh no, I went to Corsica again. Anyway, you know what? Let's not continue here. It's all good. It's V-Rally. It's very virtual. So let's see. Do we want to play something good, perhaps? Or look at this. I even got some Game Boy Advance games. I even got here a couple of Game Boy Advance games. So let's see, what do I have? I got Pokemon Ruby Red Edition. Never heard of this one. I got Warioland 4, which I'm not quite sure, because I think there is a gyrometer or gyroscope in there, because with some games, it's like the WarioWare games. You have to rotate the thing that is hard when it's stationary there. I got Dr. Mario, but this is, even back then, I bought retro games because it's the NES version of Dr. Mario, just that you can play it on the Game Boy Advance. And I think you know what? I'm not sure if the gyro is supported. I mean, we could try. And when the game says, I don't know, shake your booty or something, then I will literally pick up the actual the GB operator. This one here in my hand when finally there is the focus, and shake it around. So this is going to be my plan for this. We shall see. Let's try this. And it's also an official cartridge. I feel so blessed. And this one apparently is taking a bit longer because it's slightly bigger than the good old Game Boy games. So we're talking about some couple of megabytes in some cases even. And as you can see, colors. I love these kinds of intros, really. And even with scaling effects and so on. Legendary pyramid discovers deep in jungle. That's a cute. I want to say cool and cute at the same instant. So I say that's a cool art style. Okay, Tory Black Tower normal. Apparently someone played this before, and there are 2 saves on there. So you know what? Maybe at some point I should back up these saves. You're about to quit. Okay, apparently I'm far too deep into this game probably to know what I'll be doing. Because apparently someone has played this game quite a lot. Okay, so it's like, it's not like a WarioWare game then. I do not know these enemies. I haven't been introduced to them. Wow, is this fast? That is fast. Am I like Sonic here? Apparently that I can lose my marbles. Oh no. Apparently I probably need an item or something to do this. I'm surprised by just how fast this game is, because after all these Game Boy games that we just played, this one feels like super fast. Oh no! This is a strange room. This looks like it could be a puzzle or something, because there's nothing else here apparently. Or maybe it's just when you drop down from this room here, when you don't make it. Oh no! Of course, I ran straight into the... I mean, okay, that's that's funny. Okay, good. Is there a secret here, huh? Look at this. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but it looks like, again, like a wild dream or something. And also, I'm not quite sure what... Maybe I need something here, I don't know. Again, playing someone else's game there. Is this even an enemy, or is this person just helping me? Yeah, probably I need to come back there. Kersey says a GBA Pokemon should have save data working, not just the clock battery. I think, yes, you need also the clock battery working for certain games. Okay, so let's see if I can get here, get through here. Yes, somehow I managed. Somehow I managed. I'm not a fan of these kinds of transportation wheels, I gotta admit. But again, for a Game Boy Advance game, it feels so snappy. Can I get through here? No, I cannot. Oh, there's a heart. Okay, got some more enemies then. At least that I still can somehow work out. Oh no, there was a heart. And now I don't think that I can drop down here to get the heart. Ah, bummer. Oh no, oh no. And I probably need something with fire to get to this heart then. Okay, that's... Oh, that's bad. I probably should be on fire to be able to go through here and get to this heart. I get it now. Again, having these UFO 50 vibes. That I think I can piece together what the game wants of me. But hey, this is actually a game that I should have tried before because it feels very snappy and very fun. I mean, granted, I'm horrible at it. Okay, at least, I mean, I'm on my last heart here. Oh, I cannot. Oh, do I need to drop down and do something here? Oh. Yeah, probably should have done something else there. Maybe, I think maybe I might be stuck because there are things in this level that I haven't done that I probably should have done. But overall, yeah, Warioland 4. Damn it. This really passed me by. Never played this before. Yeah, one game that I played a lot, and you know what, maybe at some point want to come back to, is this one here. That is Metroid Zero Mission. Essentially, this is a Game Boy Advance remake of the first Metroid on the Super Nintendo, but yeah, it's less a remaster, more like a remake. And this was very good, and I really enjoyed playing it. Okay, Kirsty says Zero Mission is good, yes, and YNOC also says Zero Mission holds up super well, right? So the game is loaded, the save is loaded, and it's from 2004. My God, is this game old, really? And again, here you can see it's the European version. You know, I'm just curious, when I change here to German, does it still say emergency or does it say, I don't know, Notfall? Oh, Notfallorder. So apparently we got subtitles here. Löschen Sie alle Metroid-Organismen auf dem Planeten Sebes aus. Ah, German. Has such beauty in melody. Vernichten Sie außerdem den biomechanischen Organismus Mother Brain. I will switch back to English now. So you don't have to listen to me talk German. Let's play here. And I don't remember any of this, but apparently I played some of it for 6 hours, 6.5 hours. Again, probably it might be good to just save my game or restore here a save. So jump and shoot. Just need to go here, through here where I've already been. Okay, I need to freeze them probably. I jump here. I think this is where I drop down from. Oh no, I recall this one. This is usually where you farm, right? Playing this with mouse and keyboard feels so wrong. Anything back here? Can I get up here? No, I cannot Don't have the abilities yet. Oh no, oh no, this hurts. This hurts. This is really good. Again, it has this snappy Nintendo feeling to it. And also the graphics, I like how colorful they are and everything reads so well. We got same as here in yellow. It's better not save whatever I did here. Can I already jump up here or? Apparently not. So again, I'm not quite sure where I am here in the game or what abilities I already have, where I should be going. It kind of feels like I'm stuck, but just probably because I don't know how to play the game. Or is there anything? Or I just arrived in Brinstar. Maybe I should be able to go somewhere else. Now, this is where I came down. Okay, so probably, yeah. I've already seen some of the map, it seems. So sleep, activate easy sleep, press status, energy, beam. Oh yes, I remember where you could equip different things. At some point I really should revisit this game and play, because again, it's so good. I remember this being good and having lots of fun with it. And when you think you're gone, then the game throws a curveball, and suddenly you're without your suit on the ship of the space pirates or something. No. Okay, why can I not go up there? Do I need a special ability? Probably the morph ball and the bomb, so that I can jump up there to get the missile upgrade. Do I need to shoot missiles here? Aha! Yes, but I also need to have here the morph ball upgrade, which is something that I don't know how to activate. Okay, A to change areas, North Fair, there is where I'm going. You need the grip upgrade, I think. And Fusion is my favorite still. Metroid Fusion. I've never played this. I think I have it somewhere, but I've a couple of years back, I for the first time played Super Metroid on an emulator, and I had a blast. And it's amazing how well this game holds up for the most part, because I mean, it was from 93, 92 or something, and it feels like it still is miles ahead of your average Metroidvania in certain regards. I mean, it's a quality series of games, much like the 2D Castlevanias. Wino C says, I feel the Metroid on NES doesn't hold up well without a guide, and so this better to recommend. Absolutely, absolutely. I also tried after beating Super Metroid. I thought, you know what? I really want to know it. I want to play the first NES Metroid, and get horribly lost. And at some point, I felt like, yeah, I'm not really having fun there. This it feels a little bit too old or too clunky in a sense. Which, I mean, it makes sense. It's from 1986, and they were really just trying to figure things out. But yeah. Okay, Wino C says, my personal opinion, and Kirsty also agrees. And yeah, again, didn't really have a fun time with the first one. Same thing with the very first Zelda on NES. I also finished it at some point, but what really helped me were some guides on the internet where people said, you know what, this is the optimal route that you should go to enjoy this game. And did I have fun with it? Still had, but of course, what this does not can transport, because it's so personal, is this enjoyment of exploration and discovery and finding things and then telling, hey, I tried to burn every bush in the game, and you know what, in this screen, the second from the top to the right, this one opens up into a cave or something. I can just I mean, not remember, but imagine how cool it must have been on the schoolyard where you tell people, you know what, I found something cool in Zelda. Oh, yes. Mr. Troy says, I think Nintendo had to get their footing. I usually it takes 3 games for them. You know, now that you mention it, I've never really thought about it, but I mean, it makes sense. Try the first 2 Legend of Zelda games. Exactly. The first one, like I said, I still had fun with it, but of course, probably when you have to figure out everything yourself, and just people telling you cryptic things like it's a mystery to everybody, or in the second one, I've heard the second one is not that bad actually. It's just because it's so unusual, and in certain extents, it's just super hard, and there's this labyrinthine mountain somewhere. But again, I've heard that people say you can have fun with this one despite I am error. Winers, he says, I feel like Zelda 2 is a smidge better on repeat playthroughs. I've never really played it seriously. I think I only played it for, I don't know, for a couple of minutes even. I think half an hour or so, after I saw the Angry Video Game Nerd of Zelda 2. So again, this is probably 20-25 years back. There's really good fan remakes of both Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 I highly recommend. Okay, that I've heard also, but never looked into this, but I totally get it, that with fan remakes, wasn't there a complete fan Pokemon game that Nintendo, of course, took down? And I think I still have it, have it downloaded right the day before they took it down. So I've never played it because Pokemon was never really that much my thing. I mean, I dutifully played some of those games and also finished some of those games, but I think it never was part of my childhood, so probably I think I just missed it. But also, yeah, fan remakes, as long as they finished in some point or some capacity, then I totally take your word for it that they're better than the original. The problem with fan remakes usually is these big visions, and then of course it takes years and people start dropping out and projects never finish. So it's for every fan game that is finished, where even the creators say it's finished now, I can only assume that it's better. Curtis says, yeah, you can have fun with Zelda 1 and 2, but LTTP got it perfect. LTTP. Link to the Past. Oh, yes, yeah. Indeed. Link to the Past. I played this one on the game. What's it called? Not the Game Boy 3D. The 3DS. Mr. Troy says, Mario 3, Zelda 3, and Metroid 3 stand out in my head. Yeah, definitely. Mario 3, probably the best Mario game on NES for sure. I think it was even better than Super Mario World, in my opinion. Zelda 3, the Link to the Past, that was damn good. And Metroid 3. What was Metroid 3? So the first one was on NES, the second one was Super Metroid, and Metroid 3 was the one on Nintendo 64, right? I do love Super Mario 2 USA. Yeah, not the lost levels, right? Zelda 2, and even though it isn't a Nintendo, Castlevania 2. Okay, I see, we're having a great time, and you had this turn this to a live stream of lies. Super Mario World is the best. I think the reason why I like Mario 3 a little bit better than Super Mario Land was because I played 3 much more. I mean, I knew Mario World, but never got it, and only saw it at friends, and was super envious. So this is why I played it only with 3 with the other friends. So this might tinge my nostalgia for it slightly. But I mean, it's been a while since I played Super Mario World. You know what? Maybe I stand corrected, because I haven't played either game in quite a while now. YNC says, I recommend Jab's Yoshi Zelda 1 remake and Zelda 2 Enhanced PC Edition. You know what? I'm going to screenshot this now, because this is a wonderful recommendation that I probably will otherwise miss or not remember well. So yeah, I wish I could show you more of Zero Mission from Metroid, but I think I need to save the saves first. Oh, what do I have here? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Even got some DS games here. And this is Final Fantasy VIII. Never recalled. Revenant Wings. Oh, my eyes. I think it's called Revenant Wings. I don't remember any of that. Don't remember any of that. And oh, I don't remember buying this one. It's Mahjong for the DS. Yeah, of course, the DS had its fair share of puzzle games. What else do I have here in my treasure chest? Yeah, for those who weren't here before, when I brought it up from the basement, this is my treasure chest of Game Boy games and all other unsorted handheld games, and also apparently a GTA 5 sticker somehow found its way in there. And oh yes, if you're curious how my view here looks, so hi, this is the stream, this is the camera that I usually look into, and those are some of the games that we play today. So there's the Game Boy Printer with the roll. Did I switch it off? Okay, at least I switched it off. The Game Boy is also off because batteries. And yes, so we still got here some Game Boy games that I haven't gotten to yet. So maybe a good one for a change, or maybe some that I'm good in. Oh, look at this. This is the most prized possession from my wife. This is her childhood Zelda Link's Awakening. You know what? It's been a while since I gave this one a go. Look at this, 5 stars. Oh, Metroid 3 is Super Metroid. Oh, what was Metroid 2 then? And you know what? I think this looks better on a Game Boy Color. Let me restart this. Let me set up the emulator and restart this on a Game Boy Color. Mr. Troy says, I love Super Mario World because you can go back and replay levels. That alone made me dislike Super Mario 3. If someone finished a stage, I can't play it. Really? You're right. That's an aspect of Mario 3 that I don't really remember, but now that you say it, definitely in Mario 1, I remember going back. Once I finally got it, my own version of it, I used to go back to difficult levels so that I could practice, because I was a little bit afraid that I would struggle on harder levels. Metroid 2 Return of Samus. Oh, the Game Boy one. Right, you're right. Of course, completely missed that one. Thank you. I've heard that there's a Return of Samus is also not too shabby. But of course, yeah, Super Metroid is really Super Metroid. Like I said, I played it a couple of years back and I was amazed just how modern it feels in so many ways. And then I realized maybe this game is not very modern. All other Metroidvanias are very old school. Okay, so where was I? Emulator. And I want the model to be a Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance, or you know what, let's go with Auto Detect. Let's go with Auto Detect in start. And it's still giving me not the Game Boy Color experience. I'm a little bit saddened by that. Or do I just, or can I force this to be a Game Boy Color game? Let's see. Or has it to do with the emulator core? Hardware. Game Boy Color presets only. Let's go with, I think that was the thing. Game Boy Color presets only. And let's restart. Yes. There we go. Are these the right colors? I thought this was blue, but maybe I just remembered it incorrectly. Now I have to play and finish Metroid 1 before end of the year, says Mr. Troy. Do you plan to play all the Metroid games then? Is Zelda LA or LADX? Only the letter is in color. I think this is Zelda LA and not DX. Yes, this is an earlier one. But apparently, when I forced the Game Boy Color version, apparently it does the Game Boy Color thing where it has different palettes for background and foreground. So I think that must be the reason. Thank you, Cursey Boop. You really know your Nintendo games. That's amazing. Mr. Troy says, no, I pick an old game and try to finish it without walkthrough or guides, one a year. Oh, that's cool. So, and you picked a Metroid. That's cool. Try to go purely off of memory. So you've played it before. That helps. Like I said, I wanted to do this with the first Zelda game and had a so hard time where it was just like, where the fuck do I go? But also I didn't have the map with it and the manual, and I think, of course, I wasn't aware that I was lacking these things. I mean, I could have downloaded it and used them as intended, but of course, I think at some point you feel like maybe you just want to experience a game. And look at this ABCD and Mäuse. Who the never, yeah. And to me, back then, this character always looked to be like, okay, this is Mario. This is Mario there. Legend of Zelda was 2025 for me, wandering around, burning random stuff. Okay, so last year then. So, but you finished it, right? And I just realized this game, of course, is in German because it's what my wife played as a kid. And we didn't speak lots of English when we were kids. Was? Zelda? Nein, ich heiße Marin. Du bist auf der Insel Kokolint. Bist du in Ordnung? So are you okay? You're on this island. Finally, you're back on your feet, ABCD. My name is Tarin. Are you okay? What? What do you mean? Why do I know your name? Well, it's written on the backside of this shield. Take it. Da, 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 da. You got your shield back. With it, you can block enemies' attacks. Hold the button to put the shield in front of you. Okay, good, good. I'm a shield guy. Take this shield. There you go, chicken. Ah, God, it's so nice. This fills me with nostalgia. Oh, look there, little Bow Wow. Don't you think it's weird how they mixed the Super Mario enemies here, like the Bow Wow, with the Zelda? Like I said here, this first guy who looks like Mario. I mean, of course, it kind of makes sense because, spoiler, cover your ears because I'm going to tell you a spoiler about this game. You ready? Cover your ears. Spoiler alert. Everything you play is a dream of Link that Link is having. Spoiler over. You're good. So, and I thought this might be a good. I mean, this would make sense. That things don't make sense. Like here, like this kid, I love it because it breaks the fourth wall. Hey, when you want to save the game, you just have to play to push all the 4 buttons at once. But don't ask me what this means. I'm just a kid. This is so charming. Oh, Nick says here, hey Pixel, there is no category. That is true. Thank you for reminding me. I thought I was so happy this time that I finally put in a proper title. And you know what? A category would be retro because I'm just going over different retro games. Thank you so much. I mean, I'll be streaming for probably just 15 more minutes, just reveling in nostalgia with all the Game Boy games here. But thank you for letting me know. And yes, exactly. There's even an enemy that's Kirby. There is so much Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario World in this game. But I probably, before I do anything in this game, I need to back up the saves because I don't want to break any of Connie's childhood saves there. Even I don't know how far ABCD has gotten in the game. What else have we got here? Oh, this is, I mean, since the World Cup is winding down and I could not care less about soccer or football, but this was probably one of my very first Nintendo Game Boy games. This was Nintendo World Cup. And you know what? Let's play it. I remember how the label, I can show you here in big, how the label looks like, and this was because it was exposed to the elements at some point, and then I tried to fix it and glue it back together with good old Uhu. This is one brand of glue that we have in Austria, that usually the classic brand that you get in kindergarten. So this has lots of nostalgia for me, and even slightly more glue. So let's see if I'm any good at it. Kersey says, yes, there's even an enemy that is Kirby. I wanted to say an enemy that is Kersey. So the good thing here about with these kinds of games is that it loads super fast. And it was from Technos Japan. I don't really remember it from that it's from Technos, but of course. So I don't remember any of the passports. And back then I used to ask around, hey, which team is closest to Austria in terms of what they can do in football? And someone said, yeah, probably what they say, Cameroon. And then I asked around, and no, you know what, Cameroon is pretty good actually. So I'm not going to change any positions, but let's go with passing the ball. And should your teammates shoot? Yes, frequently. And the problem here is I think Cameroon is probably the worst team that you can play, because they're so super slow. They're outplayed by pretty much any other team. So please pass. And now I'm passing back, which I shouldn't be doing. So now I'm trying to shoot, and that's that. But what I loved about this game back then was just the expressive faces. You can see there for every country, people look differently, but still somewhat similarly. But inside even their country, for example, here the Americans all have long hair, if I remember correctly. And yes, I just tackled this guy, and it didn't matter. Oh no, I got tackled there as well. And the flickering is really horrible, as you can see. I remember how it looked on the Game Boy, and of course, because the Game Boy is, well, the Game Boy, it's so sluggish in its update, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, blatant penalty, right? I mean, see what I'm doing here? So I tried to pass the ball, but I got tackled. And because we're probably the slowest gang around, so they scored a goal. This is why I cannot even follow up. So when someone is running with the ball, I cannot. As Cameroon, I cannot really go there or managed to catch up to them. That's the word I was grasping for. I'm restarting now, so because I want to show you how it plays when you're playing as a fast team, like one of the best, like Germany or Argentina. Let's go with Germany because they all have funny German names. So the first match is against Cameroon because they are the slowest. And here we got the names Rudi, Lothar, Thomas, Andi, Olaf, Jürgen, Hans und Friesel. Apparently those are the first names of very famous footballers at the time. I think Lothar is Lothar Matthäus, and that's all I know about football. So yeah. And Nick Mick says, oh wow, I had this one, the newer version of it for SNES, I think. The new version that was Super Soccer on SNES, because yeah, I remember this one, but I think this was from a different developer. I think this was from the Super Soccer on Game Boy. I'm messing everything up. The Super Soccer on the Super Nintendo, hence the name, was from Nintendo, while this here was from Technos. So see, now when we're playing here is Germans, wide-eyed Germans. We're much faster. See, and goal against Cameroon. And of course we're tackling, and see how fast I am now here with the ball. Passing, because I hit the wrong button. Pass, shoot, and I shot my own teammate. What I find funny here is when you see in the lower left there is my character, and the other character, and I can give them commands, and this is when they say shoot or pass, and then the other one will reply with I can't, or okay, like here, slide, okay, slide again, and pass, and then I shoot, and yeah, goal, says Kersey, indeed. See, so this is how fast you can be in this game when you play as Germany. So of course I managed to finish this game. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I just passed. Again. And so just intercepted and shoot. And oh, passed again. By the way, you can even have special attacks. Or special attacks in a sense, where you say hey, just pass to me, and then when I hit like this, all the two buttons, then the ball goes through, and only the best teams are able to like this one here, this power ball, only the best teams are even able to hold this ball or catch it. So again, it feels like it's an arcade version of soccer, let's be honest. And back in the day I made a drawing or a list and drew out or recorded from all different players their special abilities, because you've seen in my case the ball just went like a big egg. When you have different players, the ball goes maybe up and down or something. So again, it's football, it's soccer. But back then, as probably my first or second Game Boy game after Tetris, this really was something to me. So let's see if we have another good game. Yeah, golf, I love to play. Spider-Man, I despised because it just got very hard. And you know what? I think this is a good Game Boy classic to end this stream with. That is DuckTales. Hopefully the cartridge is. Please insert a cartridge. Oh no, that's not good. Oh, it just recognized it. Anyway, since everything is smelling of vinegar here anyway, and I spilled some on my pants before, it doesn't matter anymore. So for those who don't know what I'm doing, I've doused my Q-tip in vinegar and I'm using this to clean the contacts. I'm not sure if this is the way or not, or if this is horrible, but what it does is it really works. At least today it worked for every game. Okay, DuckTales. It's been a while since I played it, and it's been a while since I played it on anything that was not easy. Let's see if I can still beat this. Couple of years back there was probably should have used the gorilla there as launchpad. Oh no, this also worked. Back then, a couple of years back, I think 2008 or something, there was a remaster from Way Forward Games, and it was very good, apparently, because also the levels were kind of similar, so you could recognize them. There we go. But the game was just so talkative. I mean, on one hand, it's kind of neat when you have the original voice actors from the cartoon, at least from the American cartoon. But of course, at some point, it felt like it's just taking too long to get anywhere. And okay, finally managed to pick those up. But essentially, the game feels a bit like it's a Mega Man game. Oh no, I shouldn't have done this. Okay, this works. Spikes up ahead. Oh, okay, this must be a bug. And that was bad. Nickmick says, what also really works is Schleifpapier. Oh, you mean sandpaper? I've seen it on other streams repairing an old, used and filled the Game Boy from a flea market, and she used it on the contacts and it worked again. Yeah, I'm always afraid that the contacts will erode or wear off, and then at some point you can't. There's nothing you can do anymore. But I think, yeah, if there's corrosion on it, you need to get it off somehow. And my go-to has usually been the chemical way, but of course the good old kinetic way also works. So at some point I still remember some of these things here. I don't know what is happening there on this side, but I think this is where I need to go. Oh yes, here usually this is where the frame rate tanks. Just look at this. Poor Game Boy is really struggling here, so once he's gone. Okay, still got it, still got it. Oh god, poor thing is struggling. So here is the question, do I want to go back to Duckburg? And as a kid, I only knew that no, whatever it is, I do not want. So I'm under the impression this was similar teams, says Mr. Troy. Yes, I think it was. I mean, since yeah, it's Capcom, and also yeah, from what I've heard at some point, I think the developers, most of them were the same. By the way, this is also a port of the NES game, and I thought the NES game and the Game Boy game were exactly the same, but of course they aren't. But the port was done so cleverly, as you can see there. If you played either, then it really feels like yeah, this was made for this system where you're playing it on. So again, I played this a lot as a kid. It took me really a while to get where I needed to go, from what you can see. But now I'm even there on C, and this is the enemy here, and you shouldn't be on the floor when the enemy hits the floor. So this is why I'm always pogoing around. This is good old children's muscle memory. There we go. And there is the staff of something. Mega Man, DuckTales, similar teams. Yes. Mr. Troy says, I used to play on the NES game every day when I got home from school. Tried playing it as a 30-something adult and couldn't remember anything. That's the worst thing. When you feel like, oh, I've played this game as a kid hundreds, even thousands of times. I can probably play it blindfolded. And then the harsh reality sets in when you can't. And there are things like, was this always in that game? I don't remember this enemy. What is happening right now? So I'm glad that I didn't embarrass myself too much. So let's finish off here with the Moon stage. I'm not sure if I can beat it, but what I like about the Moon stage, as we all know, is the music. I think this was when my love for chip music, even back then, surfaced. When I just was listening here to this Moon theme, because I thought it was just so pretty. I'm not sure why I'm going over here to the side, but I think there was something. Apparently not. Oh, M. Now I'm invincible for a couple of seconds. But I remember that, yeah, just getting onto these chains here was usually a bit harder. But what I also liked about this Moon stage is, oh damn it, this was not necessary, is that it starts off on the surface. Then you enter this spaceship and then you're in the lunar caverns or something. And weirdly enough, I still have this weird sci-fi space obsession with the moon, and I don't know really where this came from. To me, the moon is always mysterious and fascinating or something. And yeah, like I said, I don't know where this comes from, but probably from just being awed by this stage here. So I could use some help actually, because this is probably one of the hardest stages. Okay, there was some health. Remember this correctly? Okay, what she's saying? There's a key inside the UFO. We can't go on without it. Right, yeah, this is very blocked. Like I said, back then I didn't know English, so I didn't know what was going on or what I needed to do or anything. I just knew that, yeah, damn it, yeah, touched the spike. And here we are at the beginning again, because it's one of those games. I just knew that when I did something in this game, then she would go. Let's see if I can get there without dying. Okay, this is the jump button. I just need to make sure that I'm hitting the right button. The correct button, not the right button. But some of these games' tricks I still remember, like this one. Jump. There we go. So this time I go left because at the right there's only launch pad. And I think, oh no, I jumped again. And at least this one was an extra life, which I really need right now. Ah, damn. Where was this darn key? Where was this darn key? Yeah, I don't think I can show you the ending of the moon stage. I mean, wasn't there a... I mean, now I have the game here in speed up, but I thought I had reverse, that I could rewind the game, not reverse the game, rewind the game. And for some reason it's not working, and it's probably on me, but still I feel, yeah, something's not right here. All right, I need to go to the left. Okay, let's see how often I need to do this before. I mean, we're on the last guy anyway, so yeah, if I game over, then I think I will end the stream for today. But so far, again, it has been a lot of fun revisiting old Game Boy games with you, or visiting some of them for the first time that I've never played. Oh yes, right, I forgot that there was just the extra life. There was nothing there. There was just launchpad. And okay, now I need to make sure that I don't die. So was there the key? I think the key was to the left. See, I love this where you could go outside there of the spaceship and still find things. So this is a hidden treasure. So, and oh yes, I recall that one. Yeah, you had to pogo jump there. Ah, damn it. That was DuckTales on normal difficulty, everyone. I loved this game, and I still love it to this day. And at some point I realized, or I remembered, that I even made a high resolution recreation of this title screen, because somewhere in the World Wide Web, in the depths of the web, I found a high resolution scan of this artwork, and with nothing on it. And then so I thought, you know what, maybe I could do, you know me, I'm this guy who goes by these kinds of whimsies where I think, you know what, would be nice. Like I thought, you know what, it would be nice to just make more photos with the Game Boy camera, just because I can. Right or left or for forgot I still have here the camera. So yes, this is currently how my desk looks like. Again, I want to show this my 8-year-old self and say, you know what, at some point in life you will be this wealthy that you possess this many Game Boy games, and it's not even that, whereas there's some more and a GTA 5 sticker, and some even more that we didn't get to, like Boulder Dash or Solar Striker or the Game Boy Gallery, 5 games in one. Do you remember any of those? 5 games in one, 10 games in one, 100 games in one. I remember when I was with school somewhere, and one of the girls had these 110 games in one. And even as a kid, when we looked through them and thought, yeah, it's like the same 5 games, just with different names. And even back then, I think this is when it started, that we felt like, you know what, capitalism is taking us for fools. And this has never changed since then. So with that, I think I will wrap it up for today. Curtis says, good retro stream. Thank you for saying that. And also everyone, thank you for partaking and being there and chatting. And it was very nice to chat with you about old Nintendo games. And I'm sorry that I'm not better at these kinds of games. But at the same time, some of them were surprisingly good that I didn't even play before, like Wario World 4. Of course, I mean, it makes sense. Wario World 1 and 2 on the Game Boy, and then I lost track, and apparently there's 4 on the GBA, and it's good. And one other game that we didn't get to is Snoopy's something, which I think is just a reskin because it was made by Kemco, and Kemco is not really that well known for good games they made. All right, so anything else that is with your Pixel pal going on? And I think I have one thing that I can show you, and that is current progress on my new website. Because I think some of you were there when last time I worked on this website, and essentially it's still looking more or less the same. In some respects, it doesn't. But the good thing about this is I did lots of refactoring. So, for example, when maybe you remember when I wanted to have here this header bar, where in my PHP it would call a header PHP, which would include another PHP file and a third one, and one for the button menu, for the burger menu, and so on. So everything is now one function that you just pass some options, whether you want a burger menu, for example. When I go here to play and then hit Power MT, then the header bar will be gone. There we go, and only the logo will remain up here, which I think is kind of neat when it's about a game and not about Pixel Prophecy as a whole. And also the game page, you can see here, is in this teal, violet, dark blue colors. So with just one line of code I can change here that sub pages use the same layout but have different fonts, different colors. And also one nice thing is the modal I put in, so that even it's fully responsive. I always want to say it's a responsible design, but it's a responsive design that even when you are on a mobile, everything works. Like when you're on mobile, for example, and you have here the gallery, the left and right buttons are on top and bottom, like here, so that you can, when you watch something with your fingers, you don't have to swipe, you can just tap very quickly through this, for example. So this is, I've programmed this for the Pixel Prophecy stuff website and just could use it here. The same thing is for these kinds of rollouts. They have already been programmed. All I needed to do was do some CSS and style them differently. So again, this is currently in the making, since the ludumdare.ldjam.com page is still offline, but thanks to people mirroring this page, I was able to get more or less pretty much everything that I had posted there, in some cases even with comments. And as we all know, the most important thing about your Ludum Dare games are the people who have played them and commented on them, because this is usually how I learn best, when I have candid and honest reactions from people that played my games and usually don't know me or have anything to do with me. So they're just very honest and very unfiltered, which again is super cool when you just need to debug a game. So again, that is the current state of things. So I'm for now, I've been doing this with the Power MT page, because once this is done, I can use it as a template and then just pass it a couple of options where I say, hey, the genre is, or for example, the platform is browser, and then it fills out the PHP just fills in here platforms browser and has here the respective icon for it, and so on and so forth. And yeah, and one thing with Power MT, I also changed it here a little bit, that the CSS of the game, so that it has the same highlight color as the page, and that it also works on mobile. So this was the most important priority then. So just so that if any one of you wants to play my games, and for example itch.io goes down or YouTube goes down, that you have a place where you can find me again. Again, this is my biggest worry nowadays, that with certain platforms and certain, where they're very hard to guess what's happening. It's like with the current US administration, it's like everyone is a moron and just keeps demolishing things. So again, if this ever happens, I know that my ISP or the provider, my server host for these servers is located in Austria. He's located like, I think 100 kilometers from here. So if necessary, I can drive over there and plug in the server again, hopefully. Of course, I have this also saved locally. But again, I'm a little bit spooked since ldjam.com has gone offline. Has it returned? Let's check. I don't think so, but yeah. Still there, still no word from Mike. No idea what's happening with that. No idea when the next Ludum Dare is going to be, if there's a next Ludum Dare, at least not through this page. But again, for those who are as interested as I am, I can recommend the Ludum Dare Discord, which is not run by Mike, but I think by just some other Ludum Dare jammers. And there has also been some discussion going on what is happening with the site. And this is where I learned of this mirror to this site, where you could still find your things. And I went to archive.org, and for all the Ludum Dares, I mirrored them there as well. So hopefully it should not be completely gone. But yeah, spooky. Right. Thank you everyone for joining me for this retro stream. Next week, I'm not sure when I'll be streaming. Probably, on Sunday. I'm not quite sure about the time. Maybe a little bit later, probably because things. But as always, I will find cool things to show, and maybe I can do an IRL stream at some point again, because it was fun, and maybe some of you are still there and present. Yeah, Sunday it is. Wonderful. Thank you for reminding me, Mr. Troy. So I might, again, it could be that I'm a little bit later next week, but I don't know yet. For now, just everything is the same bad time, same bad channel. And with that, I think I can, I need to clean up here. I'm so glad that I didn't spill my coconut water over this plethora of Game Boy games. And I didn't even have one sip of the concentrated vinegar that I've been cleaning my cartridges with. So that's a win in my book. Okay, you know me, I don't know how to wrap things up, so I try to be as quick and fast as I can. Thank you everyone, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful week, and hopefully it cools down here, or it warms up wherever you are. I hope you have a pleasant week and lots of fun with making games, playing games, and just following your passion projects and being creative. All right, until then, and bye-bye.